So what does it really mean to be a bodhisattva? The Maharatna Kuta Sutra gives us this incredible image to help us understand. A beautiful, pure lotus rising right out of the mud. In this explainer, we're going to follow that journey, from a tiny, fragile seed all the way to a fully blossomed flower that has the power to save others.
Okay, so when you hear the word bodhisattva, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably a really kind, compassionate person, right? And yeah, that's definitely part of it. But as this ancient text shows us, that's just scratching the surface. The full picture is so much more dynamic and, honestly, way more profound.
And this image right here, this is the key to everything. The entire path is captured in this one idea, a lotus, totally pure and perfect, rising up from some pretty murky water. So if we want to get what a bodhisattva is, we have to understand the journey of this lotus.
All right, so first things first, we've got to talk about the mud. See, the lotus doesn't grow on some pristine, clean mountaintop. It grows from what the sutra calls the low, wet mud of samsara. You know, the whole cycle of birth and death, jam-packed with confusion, attachment, suffering. Yeah, it's pretty much our everyday world. Okay, so right there in the middle of all that mud, every aspiring bodhisattva plants a seed. This seed has a name. It's called bodhicitta. It's this deep, powerful wish to become enlightened just so you can help everybody else. It's incredibly precious, but man, is it fragile. It can get totally lost in the chaos of our lives.
So you might be asking, what could possibly destroy such a precious seed? Well, the sutra gives us 4 really clear warnings. We lose it when we deceive our own guides, when we plant seeds of doubt in other people who are on a sincere path, when we slander fellow practitioners, or when we just act with a crooked, flattering mind. Think of it this way. These actions are like poison for the soil, causing that precious seed to just rot away.
Okay, so if the mud is that dangerous, how in the world does a bodhisattva protect that little seed? How do they make sure it grows into a lotus with a pure, unstained heart? You know, totally untouched by all the gunk around it.
See, protecting this seed isn't about just sitting back and hoping for the best. It's an active process of cultivating great wisdom. It all starts with having this deep respect for the teachings and for your teachers. It means you share what you learn with others freely, not because you want to get famous or make a buck. It means you have to be relentless in your search for knowledge. And maybe the most important part? You have to actually live this stuff, not just talk a good game.
And to make absolutely sure that this heart of enlightenment, this bodhicitta, never dies out, there are 4 commitments that are just non-negotiable. First, you have to be completely honest, even if it costs you your life. Second, be totally straightforward in everything you do. Just drop all the deceit. Third, you have to see other people on the path as sacred, honoring them just like you would a fully enlightened Buddha. And finally, you dedicate every single thing you do to helping others reach that same ultimate goal. That's the food, that's the sunlight that helps the seed grow.
All right, so let's picture it. The seed is planted, it's been protected, and now it's finally sprouted up through the water. But what does that fully blossomed lotus, the true bodhisattva, really look like? What's it all about? Well, the answer lies in this amazing balance between wisdom and compassion. Now get this, these 4 things look like total contradictions, right? But that's exactly where the bodhisattva's power comes from. They get the ultimate nature of reality, that it's empty, but they still have a deep respect for cause and effect, for karma. They know there's no permanent self, but that understanding actually fuels this huge compassion for everyone who suffers because they're stuck in that illusion. They yearn for the peace of nirvana, but they choose to stick around in the mud of samsara just to help everyone else. And they give away everything, not to get something back, but just because it's the right thing to do.
I mean, let's just sit with that for a second. Deeply loving nirvana, yet wandering in samsara. This isn't about failing to escape. This is a conscious, totally heroic choice. It's maybe the ultimate expression of compassion, choosing to stay in the hard place because you love others so much.
And that's really the heart of it all. It's about holding 2 seemingly opposite realities at the exact same time. On one hand, you've got the wisdom that sees emptiness. On the other, you have this deep compassion that's driven by the reality of suffering. It's not one or the other, it's both, together. And that's the real secret of the lotus, how it can be so beautiful and pure, even when it's growing right out of the mud.
But why? Why do all this work? Because becoming this gorgeous, perfect lotus, that's actually not the end goal. The real goal is to turn yourself into a vessel, a kind of dharma boat, that's strong enough to carry everyone else across the stormy seas of suffering.
So, how do you build this boat? Well, you're not going to use wood and nails. It's built from the bodhisattva's own virtues. The main body of the boat, that's an equal mind that sees everyone the same, friend or foe.
The planks that hold it all together, that's pure discipline. The beautiful ornaments on the boat, those are all the acts of giving. And the master builder putting it all together is a calm, serene mind. And what powers this whole thing? What's the engine? Pure, powerful compassion, steering everyone toward the shores of nirvana.
So once they've built this incredible ship out of their own very being, the Bodhisattva doesn't just sail off into the sunset alone. No way. They stand right there at the helm and they call out with a wide open heart, "Come aboard, get on the Dharma boat, let's travel the safe path to ultimate peace." It's a genuine invitation to every single one of us.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We've been given the entire blueprint, from the seed in the mud to the ship on the sea. The boat of compassion is built and it's ready to go. So the only real question left for us is, how do we start to take the helm in our own lives?